Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my Precious Metals Update. My name is JR. Today's Thursday, August 20th, 2015. It is 10:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to do a quick analysis on gold, silver, and the Dow Jones. And I've been a little tied up with time. I haven't had a chance to do the fundamental analysis that I've been promising, but that will get done today. And we will have it out for you guys hopefully by this evening. So let's go ahead and go forward with this analysis. It's going to be a very quick analysis, weekly chart here on gold. I think everything that's currently going on, I think I really pretty much mentioned it on my last video. I mean, I made the predictions that gold was going to be short-lived, a move to the downside. Target was roughly 1050. Never hit the target, but I did mention on my previous video that I was expecting this line to hold. This is a long-term trend line coming back from I would say since 2006, right? So this is a trend line that's holding up. On the monthly chart, we have a giant bullish engulfing candle, but we still have 10 days to go to this month. If we can close the month above 1130, 1125, that'll be extremely positive for the metals. If we close above 11, I would probably say 1115, then you'd have a piercing candle, which is fairly positive as well. And when you find these candles within these levels of support, and you also find them within a trend line, again, those are really good indications that the market is going to is looking for a change in direction, right? So as of now, we still have a couple more days to go here, another week and a half before this month closes out. If we can close out the month at these high levels, that'll be very, very bullish for the precious metals. All right, so this is your weekly chart. Okay, again, bounced off. We had some sideways consolidation back here, down here, just for 2 weeks. You have two giant candles, and now we're heading to the 20-day moving average. Now, you guys know how this works. We want to go above or below, especially if in a downtrend, right? You want to go below the 20-day moving average, test the 20-day moving average, come below. There's the break of support. Now you want to find resistance in this area here, right? Because this is the 20-day moving average, so you want to come down below the 20-day moving average, find support within that 20-day moving average, and create another low. So if this market is indeed going to test the $1,000 mark or the 1050 mark, this has to find some resistance up here. I can't imagine that this market is going to do this. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I would imagine that if we are going to see 1050, we would have to find some resistance right here. I don't think anyone, based on China and based on all the current fundamentals, I don't think that anyone is expecting gold to retrace right now. I think we're all waiting for these prices, or at least to hit this level here of resistance. Actually, this is current level. This level is currently resistance. So I would say anywhere between 1050 to 1090. That's where you want to find some resistance, okay? Around this 20-day moving average of highs and lows, and then look to come back and either test this long-term trend line or create another low here below 1072. That's your daily chart. Daily chart, so you had a big move to the upside, gathered some momentum, and here's the next move. Now we are looking for some support. If this is a false breakdown, then you're going to see a big move to the upside here pretty soon. I'm not expecting that, but we have broken through some key levels of resistance, right? So this level already broke. Let me clean this up a bit. All right, so this key level has already been breached. We've already broken this level. Now we would look to find some resistance somewhere, again, like I said, between the 1050 all the way up to, the 1150 area, all the way up to the 1190 area. Now, I got to be honest, I'm a bit surprised. Actually, not surprised, because again, gold is what moves when the market is a bit hectic, right? But this is a very strong level of resistance around the 10:30, between 11:30 and 11:50, and we just broke through that like nothing. I mean, very, very, very strong moves on gold. We'll see what happens, right? As far as silver is concerned, silver hasn't moved as much as gold has. I did point out last time I was on this, last time I made this video. Last time I made a video, I did say that I did see a wedge. And if you look at my last video, I did mention that I did expect to move to at least this area here, and this area has been breached. We were able to take advantage of this nice move to the upside. So again, a great move. I actually took some profits around here on the 1525 range. I wanted to see this market go up a little bit higher. Then before this Fed spoke yesterday, we saw a big move to the downside, big bearish candle. Okay, I was actually waiting to rebuy around this area here, but unfortunately sometimes the market does not behave the way you want it to, and it leaves your orders hanging out. So at this point, we want to see this market break this level of resistance. Okay, we want to see this market break this level of resistance. But again, these wedges, I love playing these wedges, these descending wedges. They're awesome trades, and they usually give you a really nice 3-to-1. 4-to-1 ratios of trade. So very, very, very nice trade here. I wish I would have caught this again. Okay. As of now for silver, let's see what silver's doing on a monthly. On the monthly, again, silver's also building a nice engulfing candle. Again, still 10 more days to go. So if this candle does end up above 1520, I think it'll be very nice and bullish for silver. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly also moving really nicely. Again, move below the 20-day moving average here. Go below the 20-day moving average. Now we have to find some resistance at the 20-day moving average if silver is to create another low. Okay, silver did not create another low. The previous low was 1432, and the low was on this area here was 1438. So missed the low by roughly 6 cents. Market moved up really nicely. Again, that move was expected because of this triangle here. Okay, let's see what else we have on the Dow. The Dow Jones playing really nice also. The technicals just really have been playing very, very nicely just across the board. So this was your level of support. I did mention that I did expect to move down to this area. The target was hit. When it hit the zone, this is a buy zone. Why is it a buy zone? Because if we look at the longer term charts, look at that trend line. That's a very strong trend line. And again, like I said with gold, when you have a trend line meeting with a level of support, it just becomes, that level just becomes that much better. And I know there's a huge sell-off on the market, but guess what? We have another wedge in this market here. We have another wedge in this Dow. Okay. Now we saw this wedge roughly on Monday. I think it was on Monday, or actually no, last week. I actually bought the Dow. The market moved to the upside, and then on Tuesday or Wednesday, what was it? On Monday, it started declining. I got out of that position. I really wanted the market to continue to go higher, because again, this is a really nice level of support. It would have been a very nice trade, but I got out of it here at a very small gain. This morning, I went in again when it hit this zone. I got a stop loss roughly around 1690, 16.9. And again, this is a nice wedge. If you get stopped out, it's not a big deal. But on my opinion, I think we'll see the Dow Jones move a little bit higher before breaking this level of support. This is a very strong level of support. I've been asked a few times by a few of you guys, when do I think this market is going to crumble? I don't know when it's going to crumble. I can say that it has to come soon, sooner than later. I would say probably before the end of this year, or maybe next year. Now, I did a study that did suggest that Usually these market recessions, or usually these market crashes, the stock market crashes, are usually within years of elections or the year prior to elections. So this year could definitely happen this year. It could definitely happen next year. If we look at the last 8 market crashes, they've all been, I think, with the exception of one in the last 7 or 8, 40 years, with the exception of one, all these market crashes have happened either the year of either the election year or the year before election year. So on your weekly, this is your zone to buy. Good buy there. Again, I think the risk to reward is phenomenal. I'm going to try it again here, a little bit less aggressive, but I'm going to try this again here. I bought in, I believe it was at 17,150. Right now we're at 17,160, so a bit in the green. But again, I do expect the market maybe to test this lower band of this wedge. At that point, I'll probably buy some more around this area, and now my risk to reward is a lot less, right? Ultimately, I still think that the Dow Jones does have a little bit of legs to come back up to at least 17.5. Again, a great risk to reward on this one. You're looking at least 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 on this trade, okay? And that's if we just go to this area. If we continue to go higher, now do I expect new highs? I don't expect new highs. I think this market is way too. I think people are way too scared, and there's too much money coming out of these equity markets for this market to continue to go higher. If it does create another high, which I highly doubt, I would imagine it would be similar to this high right here, where again it was very short-lived. Maybe we'll see another high, maybe at 18.4, 18.5, but I just don't think that this market has the legs to come up and just continue to go higher. Again, maybe a bit higher, 18.4, 18.5, but again, not too much higher than this area here. If we do create it, which again, I don't think we will. You have your 20-day moving average is now pointing south. We've moved down below this 20-day moving average. If this market is going to continue to go down, and by the way, this line has been breached 2 times. So this is not good, guys. This is not good at all. This long-term trend has been breached. And, at this point on the monthly chart, you're hoping that this 20-day moving average is going to hold and keep and try to push the market up. As far as the weekly chart is concerned, this is not good. The 20-day moving average is starting to curve to the downside. We've already breached this line here quite a few times, and if you get a couple closes below this level here, this market might come down and test the 16 level here. This level here, this area, I would probably say, this whole area here. Okay, so the low 16,000s if we break this line and we stay below it. So we'll see what happens in the next coming days. I mean, really, with China and all the other fundamentals going on right now, it's just, guys, this is serious. Chinese market is in shambles. Okay, though I don't think the Chinese market is going to continue to go down. I think the market is going to turn around. I don't personally think that the Chinese bubble has burst. But Turkey right now in a lot of trouble. Greece right now in a lot of trouble. Venezuela, Argentina, a lot of countries, guys. A lot of countries are starting to lose. Brazil also having issues. So, we have to own gold. You have to own silver. I'm going to get another video. I'm going to put another video together right now, and we'll go over some fundamentals. But ultimately, guys, this is the trend, guys. You have to follow the trend. This is not an ugly chart. This is a beautiful chart. We have some sideways consolidation. Like I said last time, on this monthly chart, on the weekly chart, on the bigger charts, you're also building another wedge, and this is a descending wedge. And I've already talked about how much I love these wedges. Okay, so gold technically can continue to go up higher, maybe test the 1250 area before coming back down. I don't know that it'll create another low. We have to create another low before we can assume that this is going to go down further and break this trend line here. Okay, but for now, let's see what happens, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye bye.